What's up? It's your boy Heaven Hollywood back on the IE Network, and this is the Heaven Hollywood Report. And let's get to it. So we're going to give you, the truth behind the 50 Cent and Nicki Minaj project. Now, a little backstory for everybody who does not know: they're both from Queens, both from Southside. Nicki from Southside, Queens. 50 Cent is from the 109, a Guy Brewer, you know, um, area. Grew up with my cousin Light. Um, so he's always had a fondness for Nicki Minaj. Always. Has always been attracted to Nicki Minaj physically, and he just had this fondness of her, because of her business mind and because she projected that strong, image of a black woman, in the music industry, which is tough to do. A strong black woman in the music industry. Now, when 50 Cent was coming up and forming G Unit Records, he was interested in signing Nicki Minaj. But then Nicki Minaj's current manager at that time, Fendi, kind of brushed him away from doing that. Now, when he started putting together the TV shows, he knew that Nicki had acting experience. But the things with the timing and with her, with Safari and then with Meek, that whole transition, it just never worked out. But he's always had interest in putting her on his shows. Now, when he came to Queen Radio a couple of years ago, I was told that he really wanted to, at that point in time, get her involved in his upcoming projects. At that time, he was putting together BMF. Also, he was, of course, putting together the spinoffs. So I heard that he wanted her involved in those projects, but he really could not, pitch or speak to her in private because her husband, I guess he's a husband at that time too, was really in there crowding the conversation. If you go back and watch that filming, 50 wasn't even really allowed to sit next to Nicki. Her husband, had 50 sit somewhere else. He wanted to, I don't think 50 planned on Kenneth being a part of the doggone interview. So, and 50 was asked by a couple of people that I know in his circle about that whole ordeal. And 50 just said, I understand because I'm known to make men uncomfortable around their significant other. So, I already know what it is. It wasn't going to go anywhere because, I respect her, what have you, but, I just sat across from her, didn't really sit next to her, whatever. So the conversation that he wanted to have, he didn't get a chance to have. Now, recently, he's come out and said he'd like to do a love scene with Nicki Minaj on a romantic comedy. When 50 Cent speaks on something, just like he said, oh, I want to do a movie, I would want to do a movie on TV show on BMF. When he speaks on it, he usually has that already in the works. So he probably has something in the works with Nicki already. You will start to see as time goes on, Nicki needs to make that transition to her post-rap career. Kind of like what 50 did. His post-rap career is producing and executive producing. So trust me, they've already had that conversation. But again, now, from what I've heard, now that he is, technically on the paperwork for management, now he would have to be in on the talks. See, before it was more like, why is this dude here? He's not a part of your management team, Just him being your man or your boyfriend or whatever, that's not good enough. And a lot of people didn't want to deal with him. A lot of, when she had certain deals or whatever on the table, a lot of people didn't really want to do it because, he sits there, he's screw facing people. I understand he's there to protect Nicki Minaj. But, when you're in a meeting, a board meeting with people, I don't think anybody's going to attack her. Nicki Minaj has been around the block. She's been around the block, so she knows, what she's doing. But the whole 50 Cent, there is a project in the works I'd be willing to bet, because 50 always says, I've been thinking about doing this. I've been thinking about doing that. And when I've noticed in the past when he said that, he said, oh, I've been thinking about making a TV series based on this. And he was talking about a drug dealer empire. Boom. A year and a half later, here comes Power. He said the same thing about BMF. I would be like to try to make a movie about them guys. Boom. 2 years later, here comes BMF. So I believe Nicki Minaj and 50 Cent has something in talks. When I get solid confirmation, I will definitely come at you. But remember, I said it here. 50 Cent has always been fond of Nicki Minaj. And, I actually was surprised that they never dated because, Nicki was always in a relationship. But 50 Cent would have definitely dated Nicki Minaj. Hell, I believe he'd date her now, to be honest. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. Once I find out something more concrete, I'll let you guys know. But just putting it out there, just keep that in mind and just be looking out. Usually when 50 Cent says, I would like to do this, means it's already in the works. It's your boy Heaven Hollywood for the IE Network. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with your friends.